Well, there are not many people, let alone Aussies, who can say they were childhood friends with the King, but you're about to meet the sisters who are the anomaly.
When His Majesty lived in Victoria in the late 1960s, he spent his weekends at Jane and Amanda's family farm. At the time, the girls thought Charles was just another normal kid to play with and took him out for long days of swimming and catching tadpoles in the creek. Now, while the monarch is down under, they're hoping to reunite with him to reminisce on old times. Jane and Amanda join us now here at Brekkie Central. Thank you so much for coming in. Jane, so the dairy farm when you were growing up as a kid, and then all of a sudden the King, not the King then, but Charles arrives. What was it like?
Well, we didn't really understand the whole concept of being royal, and that brought with it sort of expectations of respect and all of that. To us, he was just a kid. He was a teenager, and we were kids, and so he was just another person on our farm that, you know, you chatted to and had a swim with.
Yeah.
What was he like?
Oh, really friendly. Very. Unfortunately, he always had his security with him, so it was. You didn't really ever get to talk to him by himself. But no, he was really friendly, very curious. Ask lots of questions about how'd this work, how's that work, can I help you do this, can I do that? Yeah.
Aww.
Amanda, what's your initial memory? Because you were quite young, weren't you?
Yeah. Afternoons after school, horse riding. Of course, he's very into horses. Going up and just doing kid things, and he'd sort of be following around. The security in that with him had a lot of family, so it was just like this whole new family had moved into our farm life.
What a unique experience. Show us the old photo that you've brought in today to remind us of what it was like. Can you describe that?
That was the day he was leaving, and we were very sad, and Mum made us all beautiful new outfits, and he said, "No, I want you as you really are." Oh. So we had to go and get our farm clothes back on. Oh. But he's just such a nice person and very funny.
What a special thing. And you got a chance to recreate that photo, didn't you? And tell us about that, because you weren't meant to grab his hand, but you did, didn't you?
I certainly did, because in the original photo, Penny, my sister, got to hold his hand, and we were going to recreate it, and I thought, no, I'd like to have something to remember. And I asked him, and he goes, "Of course you can." So, as you can see there, we're all laughing. We had a really good fun time.
He remembers it well, obviously.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Remembered Mum and Dad and asked how they were and all of those sort of things. We laughed about all the things we did on the farm. So he remembered everything.
A human story. Nice to see that side of him.
And we didn't really expect that he would remember all those things, but he did. So it was
part
amazing.
of his history, and now the King of England.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in, girls.
Oh, that's fine.
Wonderful, and bringing the photos.
Can I just mention one thing? For us, there was 4 kids at that stage, Mum and Dad and farm workers, and we all used to just sit at one table, and King Charles would come past, and he couldn't believe that people all sit together.
Really?
That families sit and enjoy meals together.
Really?
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't his experience, for sure.
No. And, you know, we used to open the door and scream, "Tea's ready!" And kids would come from out of the woodwork.
Yeah, because it wasn't dinner, it was tea.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank
Tea's on.
you.
Thanks, guys.